Hey, thanks for purchasing the 7 Triggers for Entrepreneur Excellence. I can't wait to see what happens to your business growth, your profitability, the access that you now have with for personal freedom in a new way. But before we go ahead, let me encourage you to consider one more thing that could be really powerful, massively powerful, in terms of how fast you get to wherever it is that you want to go. You see, I've made some mistakes in my career as well, plenty of them. And one of the mistakes that I've made in the past is that I started working with an entrepreneur or a business owner, and we just jumped right into where we thought we needed to go, where the business owner was telling me. I felt like I got a good snapshot of what they needed, and then we just charged ahead. And when we did that, when we used that method, if you will, what happened was we ended up having to start over. We bumped into some things we didn't think through fully in the beginning, or certain things kind of went off track just a little bit. But by contrast, when we took the time in the very beginning of the relationship to look at wisdom, to look at history, to look at lessons learned, mixed in new information and new insight in the context of where we wanted to go into the future, well, things went completely different. We accelerated our success. We accelerated our access to the things that we wanted to achieve. Things went smoother, faster, easier. I want to do that with you. I want you to consider adding a strategy session to the 7 Triggers program. Now, it costs $199. I have an on-off switch, so there's no limit. It's not a 30-minute or 1-hour time. It's just what it takes. What does it take for you to get clarity, to get certainty, and to get moving on your strategy? And all you have to do is fill out the application at the bottom of this video, send it in to me, and then we'll take a look at when is the best time, the most appropriate time and timing for you to actually get to work on the strategy. So let's listen in on a few people that have worked with me so you can get a sense of what it's like to work with Coach Steve, and then we'll take it from there.
It's pretty hard to sum up Coach Steve Daly into just a few words because he means something different to probably everyone he comes in contact with. Certainly the word unstoppable mindset comes to my mind when I think of Coach Steve and what he's done for me and what he continues to do for the alumni or for the alumni of my programs. He's able to take very complex situations and boil them down into the most simplest commonsensical forms and puts his unique Coach Steve perspective and mindset spin on things to provide probably what I would call unconditional love and respect that he makes you feel like you could do almost anything you set your mind to, and probably the reality is you can. Coach Steve is certainly honest, but he brings his honesty in a very compassionate way where he doesn't make you feel like you're less than. He makes you, he contributes to your bigger than feeling that we all need to have about ourselves.
Well, I had the opportunity of a lifetime to interview him on my previous radio program, and I thought to myself, my God, if I could ever afford Steve Daly, that would be the first money I could do, or that I would spend. So by God, a venture capitalist threw some money at us, and the first thing I did is I called Steve because there's one thing Steve does, and there's one thing that he is focused on, and that is 100% that he's going to make your business successful. The first hour he was here, he was worth every penny that I paid him. I even asked him if he needed another check. But you better be ready to be successful. And you better be ready to be taking those steps to make it successful. Because he builds them steps. All you got to do is walk through them or walk on them. He puts a path together from your idea into a strong business foundation in order to support what your dream is going to be down the road. He's incredible that way.
When I started working with Coach Steve, I had been in business for about 6 years, getting by with the minimal sales skills that I had. And it came to a point where I really recognized that I needed some help. I needed some specific coaching on growing my business. I'm excited to say that it was one of the most successful investments I ever made in my business because these are skills that I continue to have. Steve guided me in a very customer-centric sales approach, and it's made a huge difference. So really, I've recommended Steve to other colleagues of mine, and I will continue to do so because it definitely is an investment that continues to pay off.
I was looking for some good follow-through coaching. I do a lot of planning, and I, in fact, attend a coaching class on a quarterly basis, and I was looking for someone who could take that level of planning that I was doing and help me to implement the plan. I think that Steve was a big help in establishing communication throughout my company. He was a real find when it came to helping me to communicate with the other key people in the company and them to communicate back to me and each other. He established some networks for that we had not had up to that point. And I think that was a tremendous net benefit to us. Well, Steve is excellent at listening well and feeding back straight talk. He really listened to what I had to say and gave me a lot of very good straight talk about what he thought was realistic, not realistic, how to go about dealing with issues that were in front of me, and always kept my eye on the ball. And that was really what I was looking for. I think that most people already have solutions to their problems, they just don't know it. And I think a person like Steve is excellent at helping you to accomplish what you already know how to do.
Pretty cool, huh? It's always great hearing great people saying great things about you. Now listen, I appreciate every one of those people. I appreciate the people that I've worked with that are ambitious, open-minded, and pursuing great things. I include you as one of those people, and I want to invite you to work with me personally, one-on-one. This isn't a group session. This isn't a teleseminar. This isn't something that basically is out of a book or a template or of any kind. This is personal, customized, one-on-one with you and me, and I guarantee that it will add acceleration to your success. So think about it, fill out that application, send it on in, and we'll work out the details later. I look forward to working with you.